This is Kendra. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Right, we got a bit Bleach Immortal Soul today. All right, so as you know, the Soul Box event is over. Of course, the Stark Universe event. It was a pretty good event. Like I said, I did manage to get quite a bit for Stark. So as always, they have a follow-up event where you're able to get some of the actual shards in case you're for the weapon. In case you came up a little bit short. As you can see, they do in fact have those in here. Uh, so if you came up a little bit short getting the weapon, you might want to be able to get it in there. I'm thinking about doing it, but it all depends on how many I can get. I ended up coming up. I have 28, so I'm going to need to get my hands on 22 more shards. So that's going to need to be purchasing 4 of those. I'm not exactly sure I'll be able to get 22. I have to get 5 because they come in sets of 5. So I'm probably not going to have enough to do that. But I might go ahead and do it just to get close. We'll have to make a decision after the event is over. Of course, defending Karakura Town event. Going to go up against Aizen. He's blue, so bring red attackers and try to get the best score that you can. Usually, I used to get about 18, 19. I used to get 20, but I don't know. I think they revved him up and made him a little bit more tankier. Thus, 18 or 19 is usually what I end up with most of the time in terms of points for that. All right, so you should have been able to make Unohana today. So we do have her up. Let's go ahead and take a look at her. She's a season pass character again. So of course, unless you purchase the season pass, they're really not that useful simply because of the fact that it's difficult to get their weapons and level them up, to make them more powerful in the future. But she does have actually a pretty good skill set. Let's see where she's at here. Right here she is. So as always, they are SSR characters. So they're a little bit better than standard SSR characters, but they're not quite as good as UR version characters. So they're somewhere in between. So basically, she's basically just healing. That's basically what she does before, was healing. Deals damage to a single enemy, but in this case, she crit chance by 20 rounds. Only her crit chance. Then we have the hot speed heals all allies, plus an additional amount equal to 10% of Unohana's max for the ally with the lowest hit point. Increases block chance of all allies by 15 for 1 round. After weapons awakens, healing and block chance are increased. All allies are granted 15% increased crit resist chance for 1 round, and all frozen effects are dispelled. So if you're going up against somebody that's freezing, that could be useful. And then the Hot Springs Therapy passive. Unohana has increased damage reduction rate. Whenever Unohana is hit by an attack, if her HP is lower than her attackers, the damage is reduced by 40%, and she grants an additional 100 rage. The first time an ally is killed in combat, including Unohana herself, all allies gain a shield equal to 15% of Unohana's max HP. The shield cannot be dispelled, which is really good. When Unohana is in guard stance, Hot Springs Therapy doesn't take effect. So as you can see, damage a little bit decreased. So she does have some support. So definitely what she is, support and healing. And she's got the tank, and she is a tiger. So she's not a bad character if you're looking for healing. But to be honest, you can get the regular Unohana, who's an SSR, and get much the same in terms of the healing. So I really wouldn't see that to be much of an option, because I do have Unohana up, because before I got Christmas Arahime to do all the healing, and before I was using the War Soul of healing, if I needed some healing in something, I would always go to Unohana for that healing, because she was the best at the start of the game. She was the best healer out there. So right here she is, right here. So as you can see, I do have her worked up pretty good. I've got all of her bonds and everything. So I did use her for quite a while. And then I went ahead and decided to go ahead and focus on Christmas Arahime. She was the first one in the event. So that's who I use right now. But really, I don't need healing. I don't. Simply because of the fact that the War Soul of Healing is taking care of all the healing that I need. I don't see any reason. Yeah, to apply a healer, you're going to lose some of your attack, and in this game that's not really the way to go, because you need to have attack. So the War Soul of Healing allows passive healing that's done just every 3 or 5 strikes. I think it's 3 strikes, you automatically get some, get the lowest, and it's the lowest hit points. So it's a useful targeted healing. So you really don't need much more in terms of that. So I do enjoy that War Soul immensely. I think it's the best War Soul in the game by far. So the anniversary event's going to be coming up here pretty soon. Should have that sometime this week, possibly. Maybe after the Karakura Town event is over. We should start seeing that come out. So we'll try to get a little bit more information on that so we can participate in that, but it should be good. We've also got the World Championship is still going on, so you might want to take a look at that as well. Still haven't heard anything about when the story is going to open up. I'm just waiting for it to go because I've already maxed out everything. I'm fully maxed out. I've got all 465 stars in all of the elite stages, and all of the story mode stages are at complete 30 by 30. So everything's completely done in terms of that. So we're just waiting for the next story to come out. I'm hoping it'll be pretty soon as well. Maybe hopefully sometime this spring they can get that out. Although we're already just getting started in the spring, so maybe we can get it in terms of sometime hopefully this summer. Continue with the story because they're really only about halfway through it, to be quite honest. They've got a ways to go, so everybody's waiting for that as well. So the limited time jumps up Corp. So we got the shards as I mentioned, but you can get some Notora. Now these are all the SS characters. None of these are your. So we got Notora, we got Chad, we've got Findor, and we've got Arenario. So not bad characters, not great characters either. So yeah, got some soul orbs in here, and of course you got the weapon pack, and of course your shards as always. And then we've got the actual Zenjutsu, and these can be used for the characters. We've also got the War Soul of Vengeance. This is actually it's not a bad War Soul actually. It only works on the Soul Bearer that it's equipped, but it gets the entire front row reflect damage rate increased by 4.5 for 2 rounds. So it's not a bad War Soul, but it's a little bit pricey. Even if the event goes for 7 days, okay? The store's open for 9, but the actual event only runs 7 days. So even if you get 20, which is a lot, considering I'm only getting 18, yeah, this is even if you did that. You're definitely going to have to purchase some of the actual shards to do that. So I usually just end up snatching up either the Awakened Essence or the Omni shards. I might go ahead and do some of these. I don't know. I've just haven't decided as to what I'm going to do yet. But we'll have to go from there. So I went ahead and I actually did purchase something in the shop early. I went ahead and purchased some of the soul stones because I did finish up. I'm sorry, those are relic stones. I'm sorry. I did finish up the actual relic for Karakura's. I did the first level of it. I'm now into the second level of it. So I'm starting to work on that as well. The SSS version for his. And I do like this one. Primarily because of the fact that it gives all characters a boost in hit points and attack, but it gives the front row some more hit points and back row some more attack, which is what's useful. So it's one of the ways, and I use Karakura, so each time you upgrade it, Karakura's attack will be increased by 5. So you're actually helping out a person of my team at the same time we're getting an entire team buff, as well as the character it focuses on. So I've got that one all taken care of. I finished some of these others. I completed that Combat Pass, the Kinsekins. Almost finished with this one right here, but I don't use Zangetsu. It doesn't work on Tensa Zangetsu, so it's pretty much useless to me. I don't use Shinji, and I don't use Nel, and I don't use Grimjow. So the only ones I'd be working on is Ichigo's clothes and Karakura's Espada tattoo. And I'm going to go ahead and finish the Espada tattoo before I start to go back working on Ichigo's clothes. As you can see, I've already done some on that, but then they came out with these new ones, and I've been focusing primarily on this one. So I did finish the first setup, and I've got got it activated here. Got the first 2 sets activated, so I'm on the last set, which will have it fully upgraded. And as you can see, we get a positive crit chance as well once that's complete. So it's a pretty good test, but it's going to take a while. because you got 10 slots on each of these. The first three are one, but then after that it starts to go to two, and towards the end it's like three. So it's not something that can be completed at quick time. They just don't give you enough of the relic source to get that. You actually have to focus on it to actually complete it, because you only get, I mean, you do get one a day if you do your standard 5 arenas, so they do give you one. But other than that, you really don't get much of it other than that. It's not something that you can just easily get your hands on. I don't even think they have, I'm not even sure if it's in the store. Is it in the shop here? You can also get a relic in Extreme Challenge. The Extreme Challenge does offer those when you get up into the higher levels. You can get one or two of them inside as rewards inside the chests, along with some soul jade if you're focusing on the main ones. So yeah, there's not even any inside the store here. But yeah, that's what I've been working on for the time being. All right, so yeah, just go ahead and knock this Karakura chant out and get what you want out of the event, and then hopefully when the anniversary event comes out, we'll have a video on that. We'll cover exactly what's going on, what characters are going to be offered. Last year, the first anniversary, it was Anniversary Ichigo, which I still have, and it was Aizen. They also did Anniversary Aizen and Anniversary Ichigo, and they were actually inside of Anniversary Ichigo was basically free. It's this one right here. It was in the Komodo. This was a free character. If you did the 7-day event, getting the points as you go, you should have been able to get him fairly easy. He's an excellent character. He's a tank, and he is very tanky. He does pretty good damage too. Plus, he's got the support rage recovery. So he was a really good character. I don't have the other one. Aizen was the paid character, and I did not get him. Was not really interested in him in that much. But he's the same one. He's decked out in a kimono as well. I don't have him, but we can take a look at him real quick here. So maybe they'll do the same thing. Maybe they'll do a theme for him as well. So he is right here. This was the Anniversary Aizen right here. If you want to take a look at them, in terms of what they were, they are the only two characters that were offered inside of that. You can find them inside of your archive here. And right here, Anniversary Celebration Special Edition. You see we had Ichigo. Skips over him because I don't have him and didn't have as. So these are the two if you want to get them. Okay. Like I say, this one was free. This one wasn't. So same thing they did with the summertime event. She was free. Matsumoto was free. Ijin was not free. Expect to do the same thing they did here. As you can see, the Christmas, they have 2 new characters in 2020. So they're probably going to do the same thing for here. We're probably going to see second Anniversary Celebration Special Edition or Anniversary, 2022 Anniversary. Difficult one to go, but we'll probably going to get 2 new characters as well. And hopefully we will see the entrance of some of the Christmas characters into the actual event shop. Because we do have Halloween Nemu in there. Travel Halibel is in there as well. So we're getting in close to the time where they should be rolling on Grimjow and Nalal into the event shop if you were working on those characters. I managed to get both of them for the Christmas event. Surprisingly, first time I've ever been able to do that. Grimjow was the free character, and Nalal was in. You could get her from inside the grids and whatnot. You could get points for her. I managed to get all of her shards. So it was very lucky. I don't use either of them, but Nalal is an excellent healer if you're looking for that, and Grimjow is just pretty much meh. But yeah, so if you're looking for that, but we're not going to be working on that. We've already made our decision as to what our what our units are going to be that we're going to be focusing on, and we've decided to go ahead and make sure that we're going to focus on Nemu, since she is totally OP. In 1v1, and she does very, very well inside teams. She just has that ability to resist some of that heavy damage attacks. So we're going to be working on her as a part. What I'm trying to do is trying to build holes. I've got a hole in the front. It's going to be filled by Stark. he's my man. I'm in the process of building his second weapon, Awakening, so I'm able to power him up. And also, um, he's got pretty good buffs in terms of that, as well as does the damage. So he's an excellent character to choose for the second slot to give me a lot more team support, and that's what Full Hollow Ichigo's problem is. He really doesn't offer a whole lot in way of support. He does do pretty good damage. He's got excellent rage recovery. But yeah, in terms of team support, he does offer a little bit, but it's not that much. You're going to get a lot more of that from Stark. Uh, and what I like about Stark is the fact that I've already got some of the stuff for him. I can create these bonds, so he's one that I can really focus on and build up and make it a good part of the team. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, I'm still working on him, but I made some leeway. I've got him up, so as you can see. Um, uh, got him up to 500, and I managed to get quite a bit of the shards inside of the event. So as you can see, I need about 100 and 100, little 120 or so, actually 117 shards, which I'll have that in a couple of months, and I'll be able to take him up to 5 stars. And then from there on out, it's just banging on him, get him up to 6 stars, and then at that point, I don't I don't know if I'm ever going to take any of these UR characters up to 7 stars. It's just way way too many shards to get. If I'll try. That's something, but they just don't give you enough Omni shards to make it something feasible to do in the time frame of this game. So yeah, as you can see, they've had events for these, and as you can see, whenever they do come up, I do pull in them and get as many shards as I can. But you see, even with events, you're averaging 36 shards. That's not something. There's just too many characters. They don't have soulbox events enough to actually make that a legitimate way of obtaining a character. The soulbox events are for one thing, and that's to get a weapon. The hardest thing in the game to get besides shards for these UR characters is weapon. And there's nothing. The game. The very high end of this game is pay to win completely. If you want to take a UR character to 7 stars, you're going to have to pay for it, and you're going to have to pay a lot to get these shards. So yeah, that's just what it is. You have to accept that as what it is. Right now, the problem is the game's just not doing anything. It's dead for the most part. They've added the cross-server chat, which is nice, but the story has just that I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they haven't continued with the story. I mean, that should be number one focus, should be creating the story. I don't know why they're not doing. They're adding these little tidbits, which are clearly pay, monetization schemes. So yeah, they're not doing anything to help the game. They're just not, and there's not a lot of people playing it from the old days when it first came out. If you look at the cross-server chat, you're going to find out that most of the servers are new servers, and those are servers that just, when new players come, they put these on these servers, because there's there's nobody on servers below 400, server 400. Like I'm at server 100. Below 400, you're not going to see very many people at all still playing the game, and that's simply because of the fact that they're just not doing new stuff that's useful, the continuation with the story, and things like that. So people just drop off and stop playing it. But I like the IP. I like doing the game. I can do my dailies in like 30 minutes, so I just do my dailies, knock it out, get out. Not really much else in terms of anything else to do. I'll participate in the events. Do my dailies and extra 20 minutes to spend doing the event to make sure I get whatever character they have offered. But I will not be focusing on that character. Event characters are just, you have to spend money to bring them up, because the only place to get the items for the event characters is inside the event shop. And to get those time tokens, it just takes too long unless you spend a lot of money on the draws to get the time tokens. I mean, that's just you got to spend a lot of money on coupons, and if those coupons hit, you can get some time tokens, 5 at a time, but you need 500. they give you 5 a day free. The rest are just, you just have to wait. So it's not something that you can, physically do. I mean, 5 time tokens in the event shop. I mean, you need 45 tokens just to one time the weapon. So yeah, it's not something that can be done unless you spend a lot of money. So it's clearly a monetization addition, as is the Awakening. It's an addition as well too. Plus, it's just doesn't. It's ridiculous in terms of what it offers. It doesn't offer anything for your characters. I mean, the wish list for the Awakening is just ridiculous. You can't even. There are characters that nobody uses. I mean, nobody uses these characters in game. Okay, none of these characters are used in game. Okay, they're just not. Okay, you might see Eisen used occasionally. Uh, that's the Eisen that you get from the shop. Um, but yeah, just yeah, a lot. They're just not used much anymore. This is your so Yurichi. So there's this. You should be able to choose any character you want. Every single character should be open for this wish list. There's no reason to not have every single character available in this wish list. Okay, it's just not feasible. As you can see, I've got yellows. I've got maximum. These are maximum for all of my main characters. I have managed to get lucky and get a couple of the nice shards for Korra, but that's pretty much it. But none of my main characters got it, so it's just something to hit. So it's not very good. So what I do, I just wait until I have enough to pull. I'll wait until I have 13,500, and then I'll pull. That way, I'll guarantee to get a legendary Awakened Rune choice pack. But that's just what I do. So I just let it build up until then. And then do it all at once, but because I've got pretty much most of what I'm going to get. I might get, since all my team is legendary, and the mystics are just very 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 rare to get. It's just what it is. So what I've done is I basically just went through and opened up all the slots on all the characters in the extreme challenge that I use. And I've just opened those up, and I starting to use those in terms of characters awakening. Because when I do pull, with 30, you have a lot of runes, so and so no use just resolve them. I just go ahead and put them all in a character. So as you can see, I've got most of my extreme challenge characters lined up with rune sets as well too. Yeah, that's what that's the way it goes. That's the way it is. So yeah, it just not something that until all of the characters are placed in the wish list, it's a useless monetization scheme. Once you got everything in the wish list, you can start focusing on your characters. Then it might be something that you want to do consistently. But as of right now, it's not. It's just a waste. That's really all they came out with. But so they haven't done anything interesting in the game. We need story mode. We need some more extreme challenges. And I don't know what they're waiting for. It's been so long. I mean, it's like beginning of last year. So they need to get with the program pretty soon. They're losing people. The downplay on this, and especially for this, has been drastically reduced because of that. That's everybody. It's what everybody wants is the story. So, but it is what it is. So yeah, get in there, knock it out, and hopefully we'll have a good anniversary event. Maybe we'll get some new stuff. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see that bell. If you click on it, you get notified each time I drop a video. Also, remember to like and share the video, as it does help the channel immensely. Ken Rick coming at you in the corner, signing out.